So just to clarify, commercial and industrial uses are different and residential. So actually the commercial use of water is only 17% out of the urban areas. So it's not a huge percentage, and the residential use, water use is actually 58% of the urban areas. The largest users are the single family dwellings that customarily have individual front or rear landscape areas requiring irrigation during the growing seasons. And recently updated survey by the Water Board found that residents were not cutting back as much as hoped, and some regions hadn't cut back at all. Statewide, water use is up at nearly 1% when compared with the same period in the previous 3 years. So the commercial sector includes the office buildings, restaurants, and other business establishments, but excluding governmental uses. And some of these governmental uses and national parks or recreational areas are using actually reclaimed water, so used water that's been used already. So like the gold fields in Palm Springs, or like Cal Poly Pomona, they're using reclaimed water that has been already used, a method of reusing water and conserving. However, some commercial water use data are not gathered by category. In addition, there are methods of classifying urban water use that combine commercial and some governmental categories. There are little reason to assume that water use in a privately owned hospital differs significantly from a University of California Medical Center. So how do you distinguish those two when you want to regulate commercial water use in the same geographic location? And two other factors that making the data on commercial use relatively soft are that multifamily housing units are often classified as commercial by local water agencies, and that there are little data on the amount of commercial water use that is self-supplied. The U.S. Geological Survey estimated that 26% of all commercial use is self-supplied. Although most urban water use occurs in urban areas, it also occurs in outlying rural areas, residences, commercial facilities, manufacturing plants, and governmental facilities. So that's also a different percentage that is not included in the 70% and also the 80% of agriculture only. So per capita, water use is all applied water divided by the total permanent resident population of the water service area. So it's difficult to quantify per capita use of accurately determining population of the service area because of the population. And some cases in commercial, like in San Francisco, some owners of companies that perform pressure washing services express concerns about the effect of regulations would have on their industry if commercial uses were not excluded from the restrictions. Board members changed language so that power washing streets and buildings are allowed, that alleviate concerns that San Francisco current practice of washing streets would be prohibited, while sidewalks could still be washed because of health and safety exemptions. So we start regulating some of these commercial areas, which are not the biggest uses of water, and alleviate some of the residential water uses. It could probably cause some more water waste in residential areas, which from the California Constitution states that the water resources of the state be put to beneficial use to the fullest extent of which they are capable, and that waste or unreasonable methods of use of water be prevented, and that conservation of such waters is to be exercised with the view to the reasonable and beneficial use thereof in the interest of the people and the public welfare. And there was already in place that from the state water board policy entitled Sources of Drinking Water, the water is in system designed or modified to collect or treat municipal or industrial wide wastewaters, processed waters, mining wastewaters, or stormwater runout, provided that the discharge from such system monitored to ensure compliance with all relevant water quality objectives. So there's some already monitoring going on with wastewaters and drinking waters in place. And then some water agencies have said that they prefer a tiering system to pricing, where those who use more are charged more, instead of intermittently citing those who are just caught breaking the water rules.